And welcome.
Hello.
This is probably the only recipe I know, and I've been using this recipe for, 11 years, and I haven't really been following it to the T. I used to use measurements and shit, so I started, I only have a recipe for the sauce, but I used probably 30 ounces of potatoes and about 2.5 cups of carrots. And then you steam them, and then discard the water. So here's the sauce. This is amazing. I took a tablespoon of oil and a teaspoon or so, more or less, each of cumin seeds and mustard seeds, and you just saute them, is that the word? Until they're, thank you. Until the mustard seeds start to pop. You'll see, there's one, but you wait till you get more going to kind of release more flavors. And then once they start going crazy, throw in a whole can of sauce. So usually use 1 can of coconut milk and a small, I think it's like 6 or 8 ounces of tomato sauce, but I only had tomato paste, so I figured might as well show this video wrong. Why follow a recipe in a video? I used a little water to, simulate the tomato sauce, but I used too much water, so I boiled it down to make it a little bit thicker. But then I thought about it, and it's like, I don't know if it would have mattered so much, because potatoes are starchy, and that probably would have helped. And then I was considering corn starch, but didn't do it. I just boiled it down. But use one of those little small cans of tomato sauce, you'll be good. And I want to say the legit recipe that Nathan told me a million years ago was like 4 tablespoons of coriander and then some turmeric. I think he said turmeric was optional, but we don't think it's optional. Like, we think it's mandatory. And this is the first time I've ever put fenugreek in it. I feel like you've put fenugreek in a lot, like all of your Indian recipes, right?
Most of them.
And I don't think I've ever put chili flakes. It takes so much salt, like, you would think that's a shitload of salt. Or guess what? That's what I think. But it wasn't even enough. It's like, to balance out all those spices so it doesn't taste so bitter, you really have to put more salt. It just, I don't know why it works that way, but it does. Mark was like, that was not enough turmeric. I was trying to, like, keep true to the old school ways, but
I've always read equal parts turmeric to coriander.
You always read? How much
Yes.
have you read that?
I've read like
Qualify this statement.
at least 5 to 10 recipes.
You told me to keep
Curry.
this boiling. Oh, we don't even use curry leaves. I used to use curry leaves because that was part of the original recipe.
I don't know where you can even find them.
At the Indian store in Richardson, but I didn't have a car for so many years. I was like, I'm not driving, or I'm not taking a bus. Well, actually, I guess I did have a car at the time. I was like, I'm not driving or taking a bus or doing any of that for curry leaves. And I honestly do not feel like this recipe. Yeah, that's how I feel, which is ironic because it's curry. But usually, back in the day, I would use all of the sauce. But here I was being calorie conservative, and I used half the sauce. Oh, and I was being a cheap ass, and put the rest of the sauce in the fridge and have been using that throughout the week. So you can make twice as much. So that $3 to make this dish is actually not accurate, because half the sauce you don't even have to use. It's optional. You can definitely use all that sauce. Throw some rice on there and soak it up, and it'll fucking blow your mind. So, yeah. Eat this. Make this.